the revolution was arising in Egypt. And the revolution had tremendous effects on Egyptian life. It is expressed in what we call the Amarna age and the Akhenaten Reformation, or the Akhenaten Revolution. First, let me give you the general traditional view of what happened. Akhenaten is the name of the pharaoh Amenhotep IV. Amenhotep III, his father Amenhotep III, and his mother, the Dowager Empress Tia, because she becomes an important player in the picture later on. Akhenaten's wife is a Nefertiti. And these women begin to play a significant role in this whole thing that's going on. The traditional view is that Akhenaten, that is Amenhotep IV, had this revelation and conceived of one God who ruled over the whole world rather than the many gods of Egyptian religion, and declared this God, Aton, to be the supreme God who rules over the whole earth, and moved his capital from Thebes and Memphis to a new place, which he called Akhenaten. And this place, Akhenaten, is midway between the northern capital of Memphis and the southern capital of Thebes. And there he reigned, he and his queen Nefertiti reigned for 17 years, during which time this whole revolution took place. Revolution which is usually understood to be in religious terms. Now, what was the result of this revolution? Well, there are many things that happened. First of all, the canons of art were broken. That is, until this revolution, all Egyptian artists followed the rules. Pharaohs were always sculpted in a certain way, always in imperial fashion, always in perfect form and perfect health, either seated on the throne or standing with the scepter of royalty, with the crowns. All paintings were always done in standard form, as I may have pointed out. In this period, all of a sudden, things changed. They changed radically. The most radical change is that they portray Pharaoh Amenhotep III as he really looked. And he looked like a man who was overweight and could hardly keep his head up. He was not in good health. And his queen is also portrayed not in a flattering fashion. Overweight. This is radical. And other elements in art indicate that the artists are doing things which were never done before. Now, I want to point something out. When revolutions take place, there are always revolutions in art, in various forms of art, in painting, in sculpture, in music, in many representations, in drama, in literature. Revolutions are expressed in many ways. It seems that at this time, the artists were saying, we're not going to represent Pharaoh as some kind of perfect God. We'll represent Pharaoh as we see him. This is how we see him. That's Amenhotep III, the father. Amenhotep IV, Akhenaten, is represented as no pharaoh had ever been represented before, in a beautiful fashion. How? He's sitting with his wife. They're facing each other, both the same size, again, radical. He's playing with one of their daughters. They had 6 children. He's playing with one of the children. She's playing with another one, and one is climbing on her shoulder. It's a beautiful family scene of a normal couple with children, just like you and I, and any other couple with children. They look happy. The only difference is that their features are exaggerated. In other words, he is portrayed narrow-shouldered, big-bellied. She's represented in natural fashion. And then, on the more formal statues that we have, as you know, she is represented beautiful, in her prime as a beauty. There were many other statues found in fragments of statues and so on. You could see that he was also sculpting her 20 years later. And her face is not quite as was, you see, when she was 25 years old. At the age of 45, it's a little different. There's so much realism, and not only realism, but exaggerated. You could say even caricature. They caricature them.